And a warm welcome again to the big match. Today, 3 matches from the First Division, all of them with a strong emphasis on the top of the table. The main match is between 2 teams in the top 6, West Ham and Manchester City, and we're going to support that today with Leeds United against Stoke City, the team that's delighted its supporters by going to the top in the past couple of weeks. And finally, Ipswich, who in spite of some bad away results are still strongly in the running. Ipswich's match yesterday against the Spurs. Another in our series of Where Are They Now? And today we look up those great fullbacks from the 1966 World Cup, George Cohen and Ray Wilson, with a reminder, of course, of their greatest day, and a quick look at your letters too. But first we want some action, and for a start we go to Upton Park, a place where it's really bubbling this season. And now it's West Ham's match against Manchester City. City, in fact, coming into this game in 3rd place. West Ham, they're lying 5th. And West Ham seeking revenge, of course, for a 4-0 defeat at Manchester on the opening day of the season. The 2 teams, West Ham delighted to announce that Trevor Brooking is fit again to return to number 10. John McDowell is the sub. Manchester City, with an eye on West Ham's attacking form, bring in tight marker Mickey Horswell at number 7. It's going to be his job to look after Keith Robson. Barney Daniels is the sub. And there's no room at all for Mike Summerby, who is in the Manchester City party for this game. But what about West Ham's continued form? That's a view we get, first of all, from the West Ham fullback, Frank Lampard.
I think the players themselves, really. You know, you talk about what happened upstairs, a lot of changing around upstairs. I think mainly really the players. They realise that they had to do it. You know, I think a few of the players matured, and you know, touch wood, we still keep going. Yeah, I think you can string a few results together, and confidence comes with success.
So no lack of confidence there from Frank Lampard and West Ham. A certain lack of confidence about Manchester City away from home. What about their bad away record? Mike Doyle.
Well, the results haven't been good, but I don't really think that we've not been playing too bad. But that's the way it goes. You know, nobody's really putting the results together away from home, really. Perhaps Everton, you know, that they've pinched a lot of points drawing, but you can't say anybody's winning a lot of matches. And it only needs a team to win a couple of away games and probably go back 4 points clear.
The referee today at Upton Park, and it's a very good one at that, John Hunting from Leicestershire, and there's a slight delay at the start because of that. I never cease to wonder how it is that dogs get into a ground on a day like this, or indeed who it is that brings them there. And this fellow is a pretty elusive one as well. You'll go in a moment, you'll see, to a photographer, and even then he slips his noose and he's away again. But then an exit opens up for him. In he goes, and now he and the crowd are ready for the start.
So Manchester City, the side that travels badly, kick off, attacking the goal to our right. They've won only 1 away game this season, that was at Tottenham, and they've lost their last 3 away. They're in the all-white strip with the red and blue diagonals and light blue stockings. Back with Mervyn Day, West Ham in their claret shirts with light blue sleeves. And here's Kevin Locke. West Ham in a tremendous vein at the moment. They've lost only 1 of the last 14 games, really to put themselves up amongst the leaders. Brooking back and fit again, and Hartford going in. Brooking there also, nice control there, beating Horswell. Still with Brooking, and a throw to Manchester City. In spite of their bad away record, Manchester City is still lying 3rd in the table. Dennis Stewart, not too happy by that challenge by Billy Bonds. And Bonds already on 10 points this season, 1 more caution, and it means a suspension. Padden. Back for Locke. Flick on by Gould. And another throw to West Ham. Robson now, but stopped by Donachie, who'd followed him right across to this side of the field. Another throw to West Ham, which Padden will take. Gould on the far side. Bonds has made a run towards the near post, and Bonds is the man they've aimed for. Bonds who made the connection, and it'll come out again now. Taylor hesitating for the moment, dinking it back in again, and he's all right. He's onside, is Robson, as he turns it back in there, and Brooking acrobatically trying to get it in. And maybe a curious point of law there, because the man who was playing Robson onside was the Manchester City player who was down and injured in the penalty area, Mike Doyle. Must have taken quite a crack there. Look on the bridge of his nose, probably. Gould also having taken a knock. It must have been a clash of heads between the number 5 and the number 9. Feeling to see whether all the teeth are in place or not. And Doyle has taken quite a knock. I'm just wondering how effective he's going to be at that Manchester City defence for the next few minutes. Until his head clears properly. Alan Oakes there, the other central defender with him. Taylor, good positive defensive header there, beating Marsh in the air. Padden turning it back, and there's Oakes to Horswell. Bonds really hustling him, but Horswell still found Hammond. Rodney Marsh. I think he made that a little worse than it was. And Lampard explained to referee John Hunting that he thinks there was an element of dive about that crash of Rodney Marsh. Certainly Marsh not the best of examples to all youngsters who are told to wear shin guards, because that's how he was from the start. As Hammond now plants another one in there, and Day really had to stretch for that. Jennings forcing Doyle into an error. Robson right in there. Brooking now. Can Brooking take that? Oh, and what a good save! Brooking took that superbly in his stride, an awkward angle, but a powerful shot and a good save from McRae. Flick forward towards Gould. And not a handball, save both referee and linesman together. Working well together there. Hartford. Oakes. The long ball, and Marsh is leading them all. But he was offside. Lampard to Locke. And Bell furious that other teammates weren't backing him up. The gap that Locke was allowed to run into, and here's Patton onto that lovely left foot of his towards the near post. Oh, the dummy, and oh, how unlucky for West Ham. That cross came in from Padden. A lovely dummy by Robson, and Jennings followed in superbly, and what bad luck for him as it crashed off the crossbar and behind. And Doyle is still in trouble. He had that terrible knock early in the game, and he really is still suffering from it. In fact, the trainer on the far side saying to come off. Robson, Coleman right in there. Pat onto that favourite left foot again. Took a slight deflection, but Robson was there again for West Ham. Gould is in the middle. That's played for Lampard, and played beautifully for him, but a fraction too high both for Gould and for Jennings. And Jennings claiming that he was pushed in any case. And Doyle is off the field on the far side. Tony Book, the manager, on the right. Gould offside on the far side. But the referee, in fact, although acknowledging the linesman, saying that the Manchester City goalkeeper's in possession and that play should continue. Coleman misjudged that one. Or rather, it was Taylor, and it was Coleman then who came to the rescue. And here's Locke, played on for Brooking. Advantage played again for Padden. Good decision, referee. Padden again, and Horsfield trying to get in there. Will come for Padden yet again with Lampard to help him. A nice little pass there by Padden for Lampard. And here's Billy Jennings in a bit of space. With Doyle still off the field, they're a bit disorganised. And Brooking couldn't quite find the way through. But here's Locke now to Billy Bonds. West Ham keeping up this pressure now. And Oakes taking a long time to get that away. And a throw to Manchester City. Jennings has taken a knock as well. But what is also very significant is that Manchester City want to bring on their substitute, I think, Barney Daniels. And the significant thing about that is that Barney Daniels is a striker, and they've lost a big central defender, which will mean a complete overhaul of this Manchester City side. That must have been quite a knock for Doyle. And there's Tony Book telling Stewart what he wants him to do. I imagine drop a little deeper. And Barney Daniels, the substitute, is on. Never played at West Ham before. And Jennings is in a little bit of trouble too. And I think maybe he'll run that off. Stewart taking on Locke. Henson to Bell. Marsh played to Horsfield. Bell again. Again this possession game as it comes to Donaghy. Marsh again. Robson away after this one. He's all right, he's onside. Robson almost getting in there. It might fall for Jennings. Will Gould be able to tee it up? No! He took far too long. All made for West Ham by the running in the first place of Robson. Jennings did the best that he could by turning it back to Gould, and Bobby Gould wanted to tee it up just a little too long. And all West Ham get now is a corner. Padden will take the corner. Bonds is in there again. Taylor's come up for it too. And Oakes got a header to that one. Brooking is right in there. It'll come again for Padden. Now for Coleman. Well done, Coleman, and he almost got a shot in too. Padden again. West Ham really confining Manchester City to their penalty area and just outside it now. Here's Lampard with a shot through a crowd of players and a linesman selector offside. Again, a good decision by the referee, though, because instead of stopping play and giving the kick, he saw McRae in possession. West Ham's throw. Lampard with it. Now Robson. Bonds. Padden. Nice little drag back there and a lovely pass laid for Lampard. And here's Brooking. Somehow getting it across there. And Robson with a shot! Oh, what a good save! And to think that Keith McRae had been dropped for this game on Thursday until Corrigan, his replacement, was injured on Friday. He's brought up two tremendous saves. Robson hit that so well. A beautiful save by McRae. And a corner to West Ham. Padden with it. And McRae catching well. Now Daniels. A long-range shot! Oh, and what a good save by Day. Well, this fella's got a reputation of being able to hit tremendous shots from 30 and 40 yards, and Daniels showed it then, and Day, I thought for a moment, had only palmed it into his own net. It just went wide, and here's the corner. It'll be another one. Mervyn Day really had to stretch for that shot from Daniels. And Daniels right in that 6-yard area again now as Stewart takes another corner for Manchester City. It'll come out for Lampard with a chance to clear it. But only booking is up for West Ham with Billy James. Horswell turning it on. Billy Bonds is there. Now Payne. Oh, I think the referee had a hand in that as well. Came off the referee, I think. Oh, and Tuart. But Lampard again. Keeping his cool very well for West Ham. Robson versus Horswell. Hartford. Crowd used to such rich fare here at West Ham are getting a little bit restless, but he's all right, he's onside. And Robson, can he make this one count? It's gone across the face of the goal, but the linesman is flagging for offside. Goal was offside, says the referee and linesman together, and the goal will not count. Robson hammered that one, he didn't catch it properly, he meant to have a shot. It went across the face of the goal, and Bobby Gould, although netting, adjudged to be offside. The man of the first half really has been the Manchester City goalkeeper, though, with those saves. He's the one who's kept the score sheet blank. Now it's Hammond, Bell, and Horswell. Rodney Marsh. Played for Phil Henson. Delayed that cross far too long, but he's got a second chance at it. And a good header and a marvellous save by Mervyn Day from that substitute, Daniels. Got a good header in there, Daniels, and a tremendous save by Day. Locke. Referee looking at his watch for half-time as Lampard plants another one forward. Horswell there, quite easily able to turn it into touch. Horswell again, marking Robson very close. Padden, as the whistle goes for half-time, before that West Ham move can develop. A goalless first half because we've had two exceptionally fine goalkeepers. McRae, who's made two tremendous saves, particularly that one from Keith Robson from close in, and then right on half-time, Mervyn Day making an excellent save from Barney Daniels. Still, there's a lot to come on the big match for the rest of this afternoon, but we leave you just for a couple of moments with a half-time score here at Upton Park that reads West Ham 0, Manchester City 0. We'll be right back. Welcome back then to Upton Park after a goalless first half. West Ham now attacking the goal to our right. And here's Lampard. West Ham, who've never failed to score at home this season, but they were certainly held, although they had much more of the game in that first half. And Manchester City really in many ways belying their rather fragile away record with some pretty well organised defence. Lock today. Jennings and Oakes. Well, Brooking and Padden really getting in each other's way there. Colin Bell finding Mike Horswell. Marsh. Bell. Oakes and Donachie. Well, he somehow kept that in and got that across well, but now if Coleman can release it quickly, Gould might well be able to get things going for West Ham. Too high for Bell, but again Hammond, who has been very efficient indeed at the middle of that back defence for City, finding Horswell. Marsh and Locke. Horswell again. A lot of passes going astray at the moment. Marsh again. All falling down, and a free kick to Manchester City. Already taken. Hartford. Patton, oh, neatly sidestepping the Horsfield's challenge there. The pass for Robson. That'll come for Billy Bonds. Taylor. Coleman. Well, Jennings connected with that one after he'd almost reached the ground again, and it might fall for Brooking. Will it fall for Billy Bonds? Oh, it's so tight and compacted there, and now goal, and he's hit the post! How on earth did 4 West Ham players in that area, maybe 5, because Brooking was there as well, couldn't make a clear chance out of that. Finally, when there was a clear chance, it came out to Bobby Gould, hit it beautifully, but against the post. Horsfield after this one, and so is Robson, and that's a throw to West Ham, and it gives him a chance to bring on a substitute. It looks as though it might be Billy Jennings who's going off. And it's Billy Jennings then who is going off for West Ham. Well, an interesting situation. McDowell, who is now very much a midfield type player, going on with the striker Billy Jennings coming off. Bell, the long clearance. And really the second half so far has been a grave disappointment. We have just about 20 minutes left. Robson. Lampard, a little chip there. Billy Bonds is in there with a header. Oh, and no, just over from Bobby Gould. The cross came in beautifully. Bonds won it well in the air. It wouldn't have gone in, and Gould, in trying to force it in, only succeeded in forcing it over. Phil Henson, nothing very spectacular about him, but he's looked pretty sound all the way through. Stewart. That's a corner. Marsh now. Teasing and teasing, and finally getting another corner off Graham Patton. Stewart taking this one. Oh, and Bell there! Oh, what a great save! Well, Bell has got 2 bullet headers in there, and the first one Day was able to take comfortably enough, but that one there, beautiful save by the young West Ham goalkeeper from Colin Bell. Marsh again. For Dennis Stewart. Now is a chance for him to cross one. That's a fair-looking cross as well. Bell couldn't quite reach that one, though. And Gould now for West Ham. The long ball up to Keith Robson on his own. That is except for the attentions of Horsfield. Good play by Marsh, and Horsfield's released down that far touchline now. Lampard after him. Back to Bell. Marsh is inside him. Well unblown, all the way back. I'm not surprised that the crowd are booing Manchester City and saying, what a load of rubbish. the sad thing is that, of course, they're not a load of rubbish. They are really one of the most talented sides in the First Division. But when they do that sort of thing, they deserve all that they get from a crowd that has paid good money to see some really positive football action. Brooking right up there. Oakes getting it away. An offside decision given against Dennis Stewart. And now Daniels will not release the ball. That's another bit of gamesmanship. And just a strict word from the referee and nothing else, claiming that it wasn't his fault, but it most certainly was. Locke going forward, still going forward, and taken out of it by Marsh, and a free kick, which is taken far too quickly and not from the right place. We've had a minute of injury time, although I fancy it's time added on for delaying tactics by Manchester City. This, if there's time for it, it's got to be the last shot for West Ham, as Kevin Locke and John McDowell decide who's going to take it. Get on with it, say the crowd. And even then, they couldn't get a good free kick in. And the final whistle goes amidst boos from a disappointed crowd. Disappointed, I think, in the part that Manchester City played in it, a rather negative second half particularly. And it's always sad when they've got players like Rodney Marsh within their ranks to see them making bad friends, because they're the sort of side that should make good friends. In the end, it's all amounts to some fine goalkeeping by Keith McRae and a point lost at home for West Ham, with a final goal scoreline. A final scoreline that reads West Ham 0, Manchester City 0.
Mike Doyle, incidentally, had to leave the field early in the game with concussion. Well, that was a disappointing 90 minutes, perhaps because we all went to West Ham yesterday expecting so much from the game. And nothing, I think, was more disappointing than the rather negative attitude taken up by Manchester City. Only 2 men in attack, away from home, that's not unusual. But some obvious time wasting by them and a stream of long back passes to their goalkeeper. I don't think that's the sort of thing you come to expect from a side that can be as fluent and as exciting as Manchester City. And I never thought I'd hear a crowd give them the bird, the way they did in the West Ham crowd in the closing minutes yesterday.
Well unblown, all the way back. I'm not surprised that the crowd are booing Manchester City and saying, what a load of rubbish.
Well, of course, they're not rubbish, but I do sympathise with that West Ham crowd. And after the match yesterday, I spoke to the Manchester City skipper Rodney Marsh about his team's rather sad performance. They were very negative.
That's quite true, actually, but we won a lot of friends at Arsenal and Birmingham. They got stuffed 4-0 each time. And today we come with a defensive attitude, like Liverpool, and we got the point.
Is this going to be a deliberate policy of Manchester City's from now on, do you think?
Well, I think it's got to be. We're sick and tired of people saying that we can't play away from home, you know. And we've been playing well but losing, so we might as well go and play this way and get points. You know, I think we could have picked up 2 points today, in fact.
But does that please you as a player who likes to express himself?
I didn't say that, no.
No, but to hear people saying what a load of rubbish
Yeah.
to Manchester City today, that can't do your pride any good, surely.
Well, it doesn't, but they did the same thing with England, and I don't consider England to be a bad team. We're not happy as a club with the press we've been getting and the attitude of other clubs. We've been playing attacking football and it hasn't worked, so we've got to play this way. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
A new and a harder, and I'm sure the professionals would say, a very realistic Manchester City. And if they win the Championship this way, I'm sure their supporters will be delighted. But I can't help thinking it reflects a rather sad state of the game, that titles have to be set out to be won through negative methods, through fear of opponents and through caution as well. West Ham, though, did get the ball into the net just before half-time, and for those of you who left the ground yesterday and indeed watched it this afternoon and wondered why it was disallowed, let's clear that one up. The referee was absolutely right. Keith Robson here on the ball for West Ham, and in fact tries a shot, but it skates across the goal. Watch Billy Jennings coming in there on the right-hand side, level and beyond, in fact, that last Manchester City defender. And although Bobby Gould comes in and is onside as Gould plays it, Jennings, number 7, offside, interfering with play. Referee absolutely right. And although Bobby Gould protests rather strongly to the referee, John Hunting, referee, in fact, who had a good first half and, like the players, fell away a little bit in the second half, I think. On that occasion, the referee absolutely right. Let's have some more action now, and this time we have got some goals to show you, and it's from Portman Road, Ipswich. Ipswich really have let themselves down pretty badly in the last few weeks, particularly away from home, but they're still well within striking distance of the top, and now they face Spurs, who themselves are having a useful run. Ipswich here are in the dark shirts. The pictures come from Anglia. Commentator Jerry Harrison.
Hunter. Osborne couldn't get that one as cleanly, and here's Knowles getting away. Fine bit of play. But Osborne still in there, and Wymark's showing some aggression. And Wymark's hurt. That was knee against knee, and just so happens that Wymark got Naylor's knee just below his, and my word, that hurts. So John Wallace there very kindly giving Wymark a helping hand, but that means now they're down to 9 men at the moment, with Wymark getting attention, Johnson already off, Collard is there on the line as they wait to make a decision about these players. So things going really awfully for Ipswich at the moment, and the crowd getting behind them, and they could well need that extra support today. Phil John, but of course there's nobody to flick onto. Hunter getting in behind Duncan, and Lambert now is with England. Can he get by him? Now Colin Viljohn. Yes! What a way to come back. What a fabulous way to come back when you've only got 9 men on the field. A lovely ball hit through there. Colin Viljohn coming through quickly in support. Lambert sees him, twists it inside England, and he's got a chance to push it by Pat Jennings, and he does it so well. 1-0 to Ipswich. And breaking to Colin Viljohn, can he get a shot in? No, it's Nab who got it, and that was a bad foul there. And Martin Peters showing the professionalism of him, already lining up the wall after having committed the foul. All the Spurs players back now. They're trailing by 1-0. We've got Viljohn on the ball. We've got Talbot wide to the right. This could be the key movement, but Beattie is over on the left-hand side. Viljohn, a deflection. And Jennings just got to it. Jennings did well there. He had to get over the other side of the goal, change direction from the original shot. So Ipswich Town's first corner. Up goes Hunter. No. A great bit of work there by Ipswich as Beattie just came in front of him, or was it an own goal? But players diving in there. Spurs completely caught out. Wymark, nice control under pressure, and what a good ball. And Lambert is not offside. He got a chance to get by Jennings. Chips over the top, it's in. Oh my goodness me, yes, it has gone over, says Lambert. After it hit the post and rebounded, but my word, the linesman was up there, nothing doing. What a bit of bad luck. What a tremendous break by Mick Lambert. Left free there by this offside trap, which suddenly was sprung. But the linesman, Mr. Harrington there, was right on the spot, and he said Mick Lambert's chip did not go over. And now it's Lambert again. Yes, this time. That's the way they hit him. So Mick Lambert looked as if he'd lost his chance of getting on the score sheet when that one came off the post. This time really powered it in, and Jennings never had a chance, and the linesman not required. Peters going over there to try and stop them working anything, but he's given up the chase. There's England. Nice control by Viljohn, and there he goes. He's onside. It's Roger Osborne. He's got a chance for his first league goal. Still going, Roger Osborne. Yes! Well, he looked as if he'd made a pig's ear of it, but he got a second chance and almost almost in slow motion, tucked it away. Now, as we see it again, was Roger Osborne onside? The Spurs players don't think he was, but at this stage, when they're already 3-0 down, they're not going to protest too much. He takes it past Jennings, has another go, and into the back of the net. 4-0.
So Spurs beaten 4-0. I noticed that the News of the World today describes it as one of the worst performances by a Spurs side for years. That's sad. Let's have a quick look at your letters now, or rather it's a postcard with a difference, because it's just about the biggest one I think we've ever had in the Big Match office. As you can see, it comes from a Swindon Town fan. What more does Swindon have to do to get a mention on your programme, Brian? Pointing out that Swindon, this was a couple of weeks ago, were lying second behind Blackburn, which in fact they still are. Crystal Palace, alas, are not third at the moment. Port Vale, I notice, have gone up to third. Peter Eastoe scored 15 goals there. In fact, he's the leading goal scorer in the third division now. He got a couple against Maidstone in the Cup yesterday, and the letter comes, or the card comes from Ellie, a Swindon Town fan. Now, I should add that Ellie is a very persuasive young lady, as you can see why in the photograph she sent me as she posted the card to us here at the Big Match office. And a quick vote around the office, I can tell you straight away, clinched the fact that we had to give Ellie a wish, and I wonder why. In fact, the Big Match cameras, Ellie, as you know, have not covered Swindon this season, but recently our colleagues from HTV had a film camera at Swindon's home match against Gillingham, a match that Swindon won by 1-0. And this, Ellie, is how they did it, as I'm sure you know. A run by Dave Moss down the right, and as the ball comes into the middle, of course, it's that man Eastoe again, putting it past Ron Hilliard to give Swindon Town the only goal of the game and a victory by 1-0. I hope that Ellie and all other Swindon fans were watching, enjoyed that. And now on the programme, there's more for you to enjoy as we come to Where Are They Now? Picture there of the Derby County side, the 1946 Cup final being presented to His Royal Highness King George VI. The man being presented at the moment there, of course, the great Raish Carter. And on the left of Raish Carter is the one and only Peter Doherty, a man who, of course, we featured in Where Are They Now just a couple of weeks ago. Right, most of the England 1966 World Cup winning side is still very much in the public eye, of course, like Jack and Bobby Charlton, Bobby Moore and Geoff Hurst and Gordon Banks. But we've had requests for a couple of heroes who've now left the game. The fullbacks George Cohen on the left there and Ray Wilson. Jim Brown of 17 Grove Road, Crumlin, County Antrim, Northern Ireland, asked about George. And Stephen Stiles of 26 Grosvenor Park, Tunbridge Wells, told us of his whereabouts. And Jay Grigson of Plymouth was one of many who inquired about Ray Wilson. First then, George Cohen. He made over 400 league appearances for Fulham. His first game was as a 16-year-old. It's hard, I think, to think of anyone who was more enthusiastic as a player. And then a knee injury ended his career when he was 30. So that's George Cohen then, as he was as a player. This is George Cohen as he is today. He's made a successful career in the building industry as a land buyer and director. Alan Muller is also involved with him, and these interests are around the Tunbridge Wells area in Kent. And he's also been persuaded back into the game as honorary manager of the Southern League club Tunbridge. And I bet he's lost none of that George Cohen enthusiasm. This then is Ray Wilson, as he was as a player. He was with Huddersfield and then with Everton, finally with Oldham and then Bradford City. Like George, he made over 400 league appearances and he also won 63 caps for England. And this is Ray Wilson as he is today. And Ray's job? He now works as an undertaker in the family funeral business, as well as helping out on the joinery side of the company as well. And I'm sure you'll be glad to know that he still plays a bit at centre half for the local village side on a Sunday. And I bet that winning means as much to Ray Wilson as it ever did, even on that hot July day in 1966 in the World Cup final against West Germany, when Ray's only mistake of the day led to Germany's opening goal.
Now a goal, a German goal. Held centres. Wilson untypically heads straight to Haller. In it goes. Charlton slips Beckenbauer, his guardian. No, that fouls more and it's expensive. A quick free kick and Hurst leaps beautifully to score. Peter scores. "60 seconds left. A foul against Jackie Charlton, who says Hill fouled him. England's defenders form a wall. The World Cup is one frantic minute out of reach. Emmerich's free kick. Held. Schöninger. Zähler. Davis scores. There'll be extra time. The first since 1934 in Rome. Ball irresistible. A run across. Hurst shoots against the bar. A goal or no? Heard Jens isn't sure. Endless hiatus. He asks his Russian linesman. And the linesmen say yes. With seconds left, Hurst runs through scattered defence alone. He's the first man to score 3 in a World Cup final.
Great pictures of happy and unforgettable days, and there are some more. Where are they now for you next week? I don't think we've had a more popular item in the lifetime of the big match. But now it's time for our third match today, and for this we go to the north to follow the fortunes of the team that started the day at the top, Stoke City. How would they make out against the present champions, Leeds United, at Elland Road? Yorkshire's cameras were there to find out. The commentator is Keith Macklin. Stoke City, of course, are the team in the striped shirts.
Mackenzie. Almost getting out of trouble. That's a free kick. That was Clark who went tumbling, but committed an offence thereby. Marsh thumped up towards Moores, who's thumped down by McQueen. A ball for Jordan to chase, and out comes Shilton outside his area. But he's out of his line. And Mr. Reeves has blown, and no point in that continuing. Mr. Reeves had already blown his whistle for a free kick for offside. Cherry. Skeels getting his head to it. Lorimer. Really outside. First timer! Oh, and Shilton had to produce a beautiful save there from Paul Reaney. Paul Reaney putting that over beautifully. It may have begun life as a centre, but it ended it as a brilliant shot. And Mr. Reeves has seen something in the penalty area, an offence by Leeds, so it wouldn't have counted anyway. Moore's got his head to that. Still the game not really settling down to a rhythm, and spurts at each end. Jordan. Solid tackle by Smith. Hudson for Salmons. Good ball. Wasn't held by Skeels. Picked up by Lorimer, let it go to Yorath. Now Madeley. Reaney. Trying to take the touchline route. Bremner flicking it back. Madeley. Everybody now except Harvey in the Stoke half. Pumped up towards Jordan, who got the flick on for Lorimer. And a brave save, and Clark. Mackenzie, in fact, who couldn't put that away. The ball came sharply to him from Shilton's save. Shilton saving from Lorimer, and it was Duncan Mackenzie who couldn't stab it in. Madeley. Clark. Mackenzie again getting the best of the rebound, and tumble by Hudson. No ill feeling between Hudson and Mackenzie. The Stoke defence, which might have been caught out, gets back, and it's 11 men back for Stoke. That's Bremner for McQueen. Oh, a goal off the body of Shilton. A lucky goes. But as Shilton went back for it, it hit Shilton's body and went into the net. Madeley. Cherry. Mackenzie leaving it for Lorimer. Smith getting it. Mahoney. Salmons. Hudson. Robertson's on his right. Hudson. Now Rini to bring it away. Clark. Jordan. The backheader for Lorimer. Good goal! Peter Lorimer's 9th goal of the season. The player who was left out of the side by Jimmy Armfield a few weeks ago to give him a rest, to recover his sharpness, was sharp enough then. Clark's long ball, Jordan's back header, and typical Lorimer finishing puts Leeds United 2 up. McQueen. Salmons almost achieving the impossible. Lorimer. Clark. Leeds having to go sideways and backwards to find a bit of space. But a lovely flick by Yorath. Very well done. Yorath still going. Bremner will take it over. Now Clark on to Yorath. It's there, Yorath! Free! Yorath started it inside his own half and Yorath finished it. Terry Yorath's 3rd goal of the season. He started it way back 20 yards inside his own half. It went through half a dozen passes and it was Yorath who slipped into the penalty area to put it past Shilton for number 3. Giles looked out of play but didn't go. Giles and Pedgick in contention. Johnny Giles almost lost his trousers in the confrontation. Bremner. Salmons. Salmons being chased by Bremner. Moores. This is Hudson. Robertson. Harvey. Hurst. Missed his kick. Moores did it. Although Jeff Hurst missed his kick, Moores on hand to apply the finishing touch, which alters the scoreline, but can hardly alter the result of the match. 3-1. The cross from Jimmy Robertson. Jeff Hurst trying to steer it in after Harvey's dive. But although he miscued it, Ian Moores, his 2nd goal, 2nd in consecutive weeks, makes it Leeds United 3, Stoke City 1.
And a defeat that was enough to knock Stoke City off the top of the 1st Division, their place being taken, of course, by Everton. Finally today, a reminder that next Sunday we have our special Big Match Christmas show. And it's now become one of our traditions, really, that we shall invite 3 top players in to take over from me for one day, and I hope it is only for one day. We shall, of course, have our usual ration of action for you, 1 or 2 surprises, I can assure you of that. And as we did last year, a fun spot as well, a new one. I wonder if you remember the old one.
I'll be a long-haired lover from Liverpool, and I'll do anything you ask. I'll be your clown or your puppet or your April Fool, cut my hair or even wear a mask.
Wishing and hoping and thinking and praying, planning and dreaming each night of his charms that won't get you into his arms.
Don't tell me, sonny, don't tell me. Things aren't what they used to be. Don't tell me the score of the game. The more things change, the more they're just the same. Don't you give me no dirty looks. Your father's hip, he knows what cooks. Just tell your hoodlum friend outside you ain't got time to take a ride. Yakety yak!
Don't talk back.
Yakety yak, yakety yak. Yakety yak, yakety yak. Yakety yak, yakety yak.
And as I say, there'll be another fun spot for you next week. And the players who we hope will be along, we know they're going to be along to enjoy it, are Mr. Yakety Yak himself, Terry Mancini of Arsenal. He'll be taking over the chair from me. We've also got Super Mac, Malcolm MacDonald, who's never short of a word or two. And, of course, Rodney Marsh, skipper of that new-look Manchester City. He'll be taking some stick, I'm sure, next week. That's our special big match Christmas party next Sunday afternoon. We leave you today, though, with the best possible reason for the lack of goals at Upton Park yesterday. The brilliance of the two goalkeepers, Mervyn Day and Keith McRae.
Oh, and what a good save! Now Daniels. A long-range shot.